Today I'm going to show you 4 different ways to DIY wall art that is inspired by the queen of DIY herself, Mr. Kate. These are some pieces that I absolutely loved from some of my favorite YouTubers that she redid their space with, but I'm going to put my own personal spin on it. First one that we're going to give a go is this butt canvas art by Hannah, Mamery, and Grace that Kate just painted their butts with. And so I am going to put it onto my gallery wall, so that's why I have a frame versus a canvas. I grabbed some wrapping paper, paint, paintbrush. I'm going to use a Sharpie, but I put a pencil here for some reason, and then some scissors. I took the frame apart and grabbed that 13 by 19 cutout because I'm going to use that to trace onto the wrapping paper to make sure I have the correct size before moving forward. I outlined it with my Sharpie and then cut it with my scissors. I grabbed that 13 by 19 cutout again and put some glue on the blank side of it, and then I placed my wrapping paper with the design down because I wanted to make it a little bit thicker of material, but I also love that this is like an off-white and it looks kind of wrinkled and weathered. Instead of my butt hanging in my office, I'm going to put some black non-toxic paint down, grab some grooming wipes and my puppy, and I'm going to dip her paws and just dip it right into the middle of the piece of paper. I cleaned off her paws thoroughly while that dried, and it came out so dang cute. I did write her name in the bottom right hand corner, making it look a little bit more vintage, but it didn't. I wish I didn't write her name, but now if I put white out on it, it won't match. Next up is this wire art that she did with Liza for her office. So I just grabbed some of my pliers that I had on hand, the little metal cutters that are like jewelry pliers that you can get at Michael's, a frame, some gloves, a dowel, and thinner wire. I took apart the frame and grabbed the matting because I want the wire art to fit within there. I am going to make a gold cactus, and I had a reference photo to the side out of the frame that you can't see, but it was just like an outline of one. So I just cut the wire appropriately and bent it and shaped it with my fingers. I thought I was going to need gloves because I thought it would hurt, but it didn't. So I didn't think about glue for some reason when doing this, but we are going to glue this to the back of the picture frame, like the cutout that comes with it. So the wire is going to be longer on the bottom to kind of tuck underneath into the matting to make it look cleaner. Because I wanted to keep the matting, I just did a thin line of pencil on the bottom so I had a guideline to know where to glue the cactus within. And for some reason my camera stopped recording, but you're just going to hot glue or E6000 this piece down wherever it touches the paper because my wire wasn't flat like Mr. Kate's was. I didn't pound it down or flatten it out. I then snipped little tiny pieces to make the spikes of the cactus, and then I also E6000 those down. I erased that guideline that I drew earlier, and then I put the frame back together. I really love how this came out, but I do think I want to do it in a larger frame next time and make it on a larger scale with thicker wire. This next one is inspired when she goes, "Oh, I just sketched something and framed it." I'm not a good artiste, but my friend is, so I grabbed a doodle, a frame, tape, and scissors. I love this piece as one, but unfortunately it's on 2 different sheets of paper, so I just sketched the outline of one of the sides and cut it out to fit. I was going to make it seamless and have them connect, but I actually liked that there was a little break in it. I'm putting this in a frame where it looks like it's floating, so you're just going to take it apart and then clean it off a little bit to make sure that there's no dirt or grime, and then you're going to lay your piece down and tape it wherever you want it. Just make sure all the spaces around are even and that it's straight. You don't want it to be crooked. I put the frame back together, and make sure you are using tape because if you were to just pick up this frame right now, the piece would fall to the bottom. Even though I didn't sketch this, there is no reason I cannot frame other people's artwork that they left behind in my house, and I absolutely love how this one turned out as well. Last but not least is this to-do list that she did for Lily's bedroom, but I'm just going to use spray paint and Expo marker, a printout that I made from my computer with a saying since I don't have good handwriting, and a frame. Black and white is my theme, so I just spray painted the back of this white. I then took my glass of the frame and lined it up with this saying that I printed out from my computer and just traced over it with the whiteboard marker instead of doing stickers on the inside. And the reason that I didn't do stickers is because I personally like to change the saying. Maybe I want it to be a motivational quote one day, maybe I want to leave it as what's happening or turn it into to-dos or important dates. I like that I can just easily erase it and change it. I put that piece of paper that I spray painted back into the frame, but unfortunately I did not wait until it was all the way dry. So it got on the back of the glass when I pressed it together. It gave it like a rustic look, believe it or not, but definitely wait for it to dry or use some kind of printed paper, but I just wanted mine plain. I definitely approve of every single DIY that I have done for Mr. Kate today, but I would make a couple of adjustments by making the pieces larger or adding more pops of color onto a different wall. But again, it's all personal preference. That's the glory of DIY. You get to tailor it to your space. So this might be a little bit drab for some people, but it fit right in against my accent wall with the pop of green. I had so much fun making these pieces, and believe it or not, I already had everything on hand, even the frames. They've been sitting on my wall waiting to be filled up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are growing and growing every day, and I am so grateful for that. I will see you on Wednesday with another DIY.